Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Uh, just getting my screens right on my side. I'm on YouTube, of course, but I have my Twitch chat room open. I'm not streaming there, I just have the chat room open, since if you have a Twitch, you have a chat room, even if you have no content. And what is up to Patrick and Arden? Glad you made it. Oh, I'm so happy to be able to be wearing my hat. I was sort of thinking this is the way it was going to go. Uh, just wasn't sure about the temperature. We got plenty of rain, enough to cool it down. So I'm kind of cheating. I'm not wearing pants, but I wanted to wear my hat. What's up, Lisa? Glad you made it. So as long as I can look like myself on camera, that makes me feel better. What's up, Wally World? Glad you made it. Even if it's a little bit warm, it doesn't show on camera. I'm wearing a black shirt, so if I was sweating that bad, you couldn't tell. I just no. This is a Gray Still Plays Not Today Satan, link in the description. I'm not affiliated. I just like his channel a whole lot. Up in my top channels. Let me start throwing stuff. I threw it on the ground. No. Let me jump right into this. I forget if this came in last week. But I'll say it now. Some super chats I got in. I don't have, super chat. You have to have like 500 subscribers and like 3,000 views in a year and some other stuff to get super chats. But I've got better than that. I've got Venmo and I've got Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description. That way 100% goes to myself. Your money stays in the United States. It does not go to hookers and blow. And you can have your message read on whenever my next live show is. So like some of these came in when I wasn't live, so I'm getting them after the fact. Unless you specifically say to not read your message, then I won't, but nobody's really said that yet, so it's okay. You're allowed to be anonymous. Oh, what's up? We owe you Bill Cooper over on Twitch. And Nightcock, glad you made it. Everybody get comfy. Smash that like button right meow. Okay. I'll get to Patrick's first comment. Let me do this first. I got Moon Buddy did a super chat. She says well, to myself, money for the QF event. So thank you to Moon Bunny. She's not in here yet, but watch her show up after the fact. That's what usually happens. Oh, I just mentioned you. And then I also got Wally World, thank you. He did also send in a super chat, says road trip. So thank you. And then this other one, this just came in today, and it chimes off for the Buy Me a Coffee. And I look at it, and at first I just saw the notification. It just said someone donated, whatever it says. And it's the first of the month. I thought they were updating the app. Like, okay, that's someone. It's like you're too lazy to give me a name. Whatever. Maybe they're just making it shorter just to be short for brevity. So actually tap on it, go into the app, and it still says that. Just like someone super chatted. And they didn't leave a message. It's just an amount. And just someone. It's even spelled properly with a capital S. So I'm like, whoa, mystery. This is like an ARG. How can I track that down? That could be anybody. Like, it wasn't myself. I'm not a scammer like that. But I'm like, dude, that could be anybody. It was earlier in the day. I think I was watching my show from my last show, and then that went off. So I'm like, oh okay. So there's that. So that's just been like, whoa, that could be, like cool new mystery. But then I show up right now, and I guess it was Patrick. He said, Nikki, I hope you're well. Left you a tip, but forgot to put my name. And he says he thinks it was on Buy Me a Coffee. So that must have been Patrick then. So thank you. Yeah, it doesn't give a name. So if you did want to be anonymous, then I didn't know it let you do that option. I've never personally used it to like give money to a person, so I don't know what it's like for you guys' side, like a if there's a like a text limit for a message or set that kind of a thing. But yeah, thank you. That's because I was gonna come on here like, dude, oh, big mystery. It could be anybody. It could be Frank. It could be the president. It could be the president of another country. But it's okay. That's cool. It's a frankly, I know, awesome. I'm not crying. I'm just. It's not. It can't even be that hot. It must just be humidity. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just a little bit excited. And I wanted to wear my Grace Still Plays shirt. Wally says, I hope you can get to the event, Nikki. Yeah, me too. I did wait to, I specifically did not want to know this last Saturday when I did my show, so I waited until Sunday and I messaged my friend. Oh, Dragon Sage, what's up? Glad you miss it, or glad you made it and you didn't miss it. He says, I guess Frank is on a piss up. Yeah, he's getting totally smashed. Just show me the way to go home. Like doing all that thing, but by himself while his daughter just does shots of apple juice. Like, damn, Dad, get it together. Arden said, I think it might have been J.D. Vance. I think so. I just assumed it was some odd political or like somebody I don't know personally, like somebody I've never covered on this show, but somehow they know of me and know about Frank's plans enough to send some random chick a super chat. It could be anybody. And then I'm also not sure how those work for well, I guess they do work for people outside of the country because Patrick just proved it, but I mean obviously it converts to USD. It's not showing up in another country's currency for me. It shows up in USD on my side. Oh, Patrick says, cheers, Nikki. I'm a bit thick when it comes to that. No, you're okay. It's the first time I embarrassed myself. I'll tell you right now. I went to it was my very first live show that Puff did, and it was his birthday, so I was excited to learn that. So it was just back on something like June 20th. Like he's right on the cusp. And I don't usually chat on my phone. So I thought I was saying something about Puff's birthday, but I had accidentally hit um a super chat that Swaley had sent his friend. And so I was responding to that, and so my comment came off as if I was asking like Swaley about his birthday. I think the question, I think I said something like, what do you want for your birthday? And Swaley's like, it's not my birthday, it's Puff's. And I just like, you can't explain yourself because it's already too late. So I just felt like the biggest boomer in the world. And I probably was because people who watch those channels are children. And so I'm sure I'm on like the far, I might as well be 100 years old in real life in that chat room. And there's my first time talking just to, you so yeah, I still feel like a dumbass, and that was how long ago. Like they're not gonna remember me, but it's like great first impression. Fuck. Hopefully they forgot it, but I can't. So I don't worry about that. I'm always embarrassing myself. It's like I look up to these guys. They're getting me through the hard times. Then I say something to them, and I just make myself look stupid. So they're great. I'm glad they don't know who I am, or that would have been really embarrassing. NT, glad you made it. Not today, Satan with the top hat. Damn straight. It's sort of like you'd really have to know the channel, but back when Gray Still played Minecraft, he had his little he did an episode where he spawned a whole bunch of chickens, and then they found out that one of them was just fireproof. He just could not kill it off. And then he's got his derpy eyes way out to the side. And so Gray decided to name him Reginald and put a top hat on him. So if you know what a Minecraft chicken looks like, it's just like that with a black top hat on. And then you see him, following around Gray's character and standing in lava. And he's fine. He never dies. So it's okay. Like, I feel kind of hot, Dad. And it's like, it's okay, son. And that's, yeah, so it's almost like a full on nod to his channel, but I wear a top hat for other reasons. Dragon Sage, I'm good, enjoying my last couple days before back to the mines. Yeah. That's why mines are so big and circular. They have to fit actual dragons inside. Oh, dragons. Ugh. I saw the first Hobbit film, but that did not have a dragon in it. It just like it had a dragon in it for 2 seconds, and then the credits rolled because they took a book this thin and turned it into 3 movies. I wonder how pissed off Tolkien is about that because he was pissed when they said we have to turn the Lord of the Rings into a trilogy. He was mad about that, so I cannot even imagine how much the dude is spinning in his grave over the three. I'm sure he doesn't care because he's dead, but at the same time, like, how dare you? It just they've done worse stuff to his property. Dragon Sage having a backyard fire, hell yeah! The man has no grass in his backyard at all. It's scorched earth. So yeah, thank you guys for the super chats. That is awesome. I did message my friend. He just can't go. It kind of doesn't matter why I didn't ask questions. If you can't go, you can't go. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, what if? And what if? But how about if? And well, what if? It just no is no. So it's just fine. Um, so I kind of started looking around, like, well, what's even? I just went to Frank. I'll put it in the chat room. Dragons say dragons are real. That's true. I would. I think sleeping on a mountain of gold would be fine, but then I've got a bad back, so I don't know how far that would fly. This is just a link to that's the actual website where it lists the events and what's going on each day. As far as I know, there are still tickets available for both. But in that, you can tap around in there. It shows you, it talks about like airports you can fly into and local hotels. It's accommodations. One of them is the Portchester or Westchester Airport. And when you go to the website, it starts right off the bat. It's talking about real ID. So I just left. So that's not an option. I know JFK is there. I've flown in and out of that thing before. Um, Actual like hotel rooms, that's the worst part. I'll start with that. For the hotel that's closest to the venue for 4 days, since I'll have to show up on one day and then do the 2 events and then like leave on the fourth day just because I'll be so exhausted. I have to have it for 4 days minimum. That's, I'm sure, after tax. Again, it's just a fucking room with a bed in it. Like 1,500. Like it was like 1,200, but I'm sure if after you had taxes and stuff like that, it's gonna be like 1,500 just for a room for 4 days in America. Yeah, we owe you Bill Cooper. Scrooge McDuck drove into his and swam in his gold. It worked then. It worked in the 80s. It didn't work when Peter Griffin tried it. Um, so right there, that's a bit much. Like I could put it on a credit card and like hold it, and then I think you have up until I think it said like September 2nd when I could cancel it if that were to be the case. So that's the priciest thing I've come across yet. Nightcock Real ID is some bullshit. Florida has made it the only ID you can get. I have to renew mine this year too. Yeah, I don't know. They probably asked for stuff that I'm just not cool with, so I haven't even looked into that. Oh wait, what's up, B-Chap? Glad you made it. Again, I know JFK is right there. That's how I got to the Netherlands. So I am familiar with that place from 9 years ago. um, Actually, right now, looking at the calendar, or the date, it's August 1st, 2025. I was actually in New York City on this day in 2003 with a bunch of friends. Just came back to me. This is terrible. This is not even an option. This is why you can tell there's something wrong with the United States because there's Amtrak in my town. I know there's a train station. I know trains take you to airports, but there is no trains from my city to anywhere Westchester, Portchester. There's no trains from my city to JFK International motherfucking Airport. That's how you know something's wrong with the country. I have a real ID. It's plastic. I paid for it. It's got my picture on it and everything. I think I made it put the correct weight on there too. I don't know. Well, LaGuardia Airport is probably closer to the event. Okay, LaGuardia. And then when I looked at the hotel room, I got super pissed off because like places to eat, one of the very first places it says is Frankie and Johnny's Steakhouse. Fuck you. I'm sure I don't even want to know how much it costs because I can't eat there. So that pissed me off too. Uh, so I looked at plane tickets. I've never flown in the United States. It sounds stupid, but with my vision, I can't drive myself. The plane tickets aren't too bad. I can fly from the airport in Cleveland to I put in JFK at the time, and it's like 200 over 200. Like it's less than 250. It might cost more than that. It depends, like baggage wise. They don't want to let you can't check a bag. They're going to charge you more for that because they're dicks. They're certainly not Norwegian. And then just like limited overhead space, and you can't choose where you sit and all this other kind of nonsense. But the price is not bad, and like the flight, I think it's less than 2 hours. Oh, William Bill Cooper, are there any colleges or schools in the area where you can pay nightly for Frank's Jamboree? I've never heard of such a thing. Pay to stay in a college with all those college kids partying? I will need quiet. I will need to sleep. NT the Notebook Queen, we should all be writing things down more. It helps. And then when you lose your memory, you're already in the habit of it. And then like the notes app on the phone. And I go through so many pens. As much as I like these, like not sponsored, but like sponsor me Sharpie. The Sharpie S Gel pens, the .7 thickness. They're so. This was like the best pen in the world when I worked in office supplies. So that's like 8 years ago. So if they have better pens, I don't know. It writes thick, it writes smooth. But is it me? Am I writing too much? They write out so like this one's already getting thin. I can't use this for Dark Shadows notes. I'm gonna have to use a different pen. It's just writing too skinny. I mean, I can see this to like read it back to you, but if I'm doing Dark Shadows, I want it to be thick. Ladies, you know what it's like. Patrick, how long would it take me to drive to New York? 9 hours. But it's not bad if you leave, early enough, and I get up early anyway. You really only it's technically about 8, but you're gonna lose about an hour. You gotta like pull off, get something to eat, gas up the car, all that. Like in town traffic versus just highway traffic, so that takes up time. So that's not bad. It's something that I mean you can't do it in a day. I know the first time I did it, I drove as far into Pennsylvania as I could, got a hotel room, and then did the rest. Or not like the train, but hotels are super expensive. It's crazy. It's just a room. And like, yeah, the hotel has food, like they have restaurants, but yeah, you're gonna pay for it. It's not like it's gratis. Beach App, yeah, I totally agree. The prices have gone up dramatically since because it was like maybe close to $1,000 to get a hotel room for about 4 days 9 years ago, in 2016. Dragon Sage, the advantage of traveling for work with very successful parent company, 5-star hotels and restaurants. That's what I do. I just need to be that big on YouTube that my ad revenue pays for everything. NT, that's correct. Writing things down has a different chemical reaction in the brain versus typing. And when I was in college, I learned that's why I have yellow paper and black ink because your mind retains information better with yellow paper and black ink versus other colors. So I tried that trick for college and I did well until I couldn't go anymore because I didn't have a ride. So that's why that is. And then if you do live shows and you have bad vision, the yellow paper helps. And sometimes maybe it's just from school, like writing things down helps me remember stuff. So if I write something down, I'm more likely to remember it versus like you say, just typing or just like seeing it a lot. It's another thing to like make it physical and write it down. Oh, beach app, damn. Yeah, the price of everything, like the price of food going up is crazy. John Rogers, I like gel pens. Yeah, I used to like the super skinny writing, but just again with the vision getting bad and just needing to see from a distance. I prefer a little bit thicker pen, a little bit writing. I hate my handwriting in dark blue ink. I can write in light blue, pink, any other color, but dark blue ink cannot stand it. It feels like counterfeit, like it's not even my handwriting, like I'm gonna go to jail for signing my own name. And every single place in Europe, if you use a credit card and have to sign something, all they have is blue pens. I shit you not. Not one black pen, not one other color. And it kind of makes sense. And I'm not going to shit on it too much. It makes sense because if you write it in blue and somebody makes a photocopy of it, it turns black. It looks counterfeit. So I understand why. At the same time, it's like serious anxiety writing my own legal name. Yo Bill Cooper, my partner and I stayed downtown at a college residence for half the cost of a hotel. Stayed 4 nights. We're actually like 2-bedroom apartments. Let me put that to stay at a college residence. That's one thing I don't know about is schools. I'll have to look those up in that area. One thing you don't see in New York is children. Patrick didn't realize it was that far. It's not so bad. It's just like go like to the middle of Ohio, go all the way up to the top, and then like right up there, you're gonna see a road called 8090, and then that goes all the way across. So it's a straight shot. It's just a little bit, and then you see tire tracks going off to the side of the road, and like where an explosion happened. Don't see that in Europe, but you see it in the States. Oh, bead chap, almost $20. Had to purchase only 8 razors instead of the 12 package. Oh my god, yeah. Or it's like it's like the same price for less. It's terrible. Nightcock, damn, I can drive for 9 hours and still be in Florida? And I live in the middle of the state. Damn, Florida must be longer than I thought. Oh, Dead Misfit, what's up? Glad you made it. NT, I've not enjoyed Frank's show in the last few weeks. That's just me, is all. Yeah, the show does get kind of hit and miss. That's why the chat room's there. We owe you, Bill Cooper. Yeah, might be worth checking into if the price costs are too high. I'm gonna have to. I did not know that was an option. Hell, that's cool. Can I get the room where they're already blacked out drunk just for the quiet? I don't care if they're dead in there. I just want the silence. John Rogers, I prefer black. Yeah, I'm just so used to, like, if I handwrite stories or anything like that, it's black ink. And see, it depends on the paper background. It is all. Yeah, I mean, like if you find another color that lets you retain information, but do what works for you. Wally World, yeah, maybe you could stay with Matt. Yeah, I mean, he's a cat, so it's not going to use his litter box or anything like that. And T, does Nikki still need a ride? Yeah, I do. We were kind of talking about it in the chat room because Three Dots was mentioning that they're going to the event, and I asked where they are. Did I forget? It's somewhere in the middle of the country, so they would have to drive past here. Okay, so that's right. And then they also mentioned Shane B, and I'm pretty sure he's in Oregon. I forgot at the time, but now it's coming back to me. So they have to kind of come through here, and I sort of trust those guys. So I'll have to wait and get into the chat room on Monday and see if that's a real thing that they're serious about. But I trust them. I know them well enough to know it's not going to be. I don't need to be with folks for a handful of days and be like this the whole time. This is 2 hours out of the day. I wish I felt this way at like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock when I'm setting stuff up, but I'm usually exhausted most of the time. I'm a quiet person, so I can't be on for 4 days because I'll be working as hard as I've ever worked in my entire life for 2 of those. So I'm just not going to have the energy to be this the whole time. And I don't think everybody understands that. So I need to be around people who realize that I'm not like entertaining 100% of the time. I go back to being a human when this is over, and that might not be as ha ha, but I don't like it either, so that's fair. Arden saying to Patrick, even Americans don't realize how big it is. The United States. They think you can do a day trip somewhere that's a 10-hour drive until you look it up. Oh yeah, damn. Patrick saying Britain is really small, about 400 to 500 miles from south to north. That's 100 miles takes about an hour to drive in the United States. But the thing you got to realize about the UK is that even though it's tiny, they've got a shitload of traffic. So it sounds like you're just sat there stuck. It's like something's an hour away, but it might take you 2 hours to get there because once you get closer, and yeah. So, and then it sounds like it's not a 24-hour place. Like things close up at 3 and 4 in the morning, and everybody's scrambling home. So we'll work that out. As far as getting a ride goes, because if I had the money, theoretically, I could fly there and have a hotel there, but then it's just getting in between those places with a car. It's not like I know anybody in New York who can like pick me up and drive me around. I don't know if I can pay somebody to do that. We know you can't call an Uber or a Lyft or anything based on not this last week here, but the week before, that one blind lady that calls in and it's just like they don't speak English because they're not from here and I'm not going to get into a Tesla. I can unalive myself at home cheaper. NT said, I made regular runs for months from Ohio, Pennsylvania border to Maine, and it takes 2 days. Is all of you have to abide by local laws of oversized loads from start of day to dawn. So that's an easy drive. That doesn't sound too bad. It really doesn't. Like from where I am to the edge of the state takes about 2.5, 3 hours. It's the same amount of time it takes to drive to, like from here to Columbus takes about 3.5 hours, and that's half of the state. Dragon Sage, all total trips combined, I've driven from coast to coast in Canada probably 4 or 5 times. Holy shit. How long does that take to drive? Like Canada, it's like Alaska, not Alaska, but Russia. That's like days and days and days to get across. I don't know how it compares to Australia. And then you've got what we were just talking about, Canada. Okay, so I don't know a lot about Canada. It's got to be as wide as the United States. It does kind of fan out at the top, but I don't know where the roads are. Does everybody live by the border? I don't know where the towns are. I don't know where the states, territories are. Like, I sort of know where Quebec is because that's sort of closest to us, maybe. Um, we don't learn about that in school. And nothing against Nathan Fillion. NT, if I start early in the morning to go, we stop in Worcester, Massachusetts, from Ohio border. Then the next day we go to Maine. I only learned Maine was ME when I started doing notes for Dark Shadows. I don't know all of the. I had to know that from one of my jobs. I still didn't learn it. Like IA, Italian American. Oh, that's a state. Oh, okay. Dragon says most of the Trans-Canadian Highway is close to the border. Yeah. I'm just because everything's just like lakes and spotty and nothing's connected and just islands and islands and Franklin Expedition and it no. But they have maple syrup. Dragon Sage, it's just tricky to go over Lake Superior. You have to go north. Isn't Lake Superior the one? It's like it's almost too big to be a lake. Lisa Gray, 1,500 miles from my place to hometown. Can only fly to there or go by dog sled. Holy shit. That's crazy. I mean, like the peace and quiet sounds nice. Yo, Cooper, what? You're human? I thought you were AI. Cack, Nikki. No, my achy body tells me I'm not. I'm real. I age. See? Yo, Cooper, 4 to 5 times. Wow, I have driven across Canada round trip twice from New Brunswick to Vancouver. At least 85% of Canada's population lives within 100 miles of the border with the U.S. Nice. Keep you guys close. NT, why is Michigan more north than Canada, folks? Did they fight that out? Like, did Canada say no, we don't want it, we don't want to mess with the lakes, so we just got it? Like, but it's up by you. They're like, no, no, we're fine, we're fine. That's enough. Wally World saying to Patrick, when I picked Westham, I was living in London. So when I moved to Coventry, I got a lot of banter for being a hammer. Oh. Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Lisa, where are you? Are you near the Canadian border? I'm in Alaska, so it can compare with Texas. NT view the map from up above. Arden saying to NT, that is a great trick question. If you fly south from Detroit, what foreign country do you get to first? Answer, Canada. Damn it, I'm still here. Yeah, let me just go back a little bit because I didn't mention this last week. That new Madonna Veronica Electronica that came out on July 25th. Now, I haven't researched this too much. They just said it was coming out, so I'm like, okay, I'll just consume it the way it is. It seems to be that these are remixes that had like they already exist. They've already been out for a minute. They're just maybe edited because all of these songs are at least they're 5 minutes and change. So if you give me a song that's 5 minutes, you're not going to hear me complain about the length. If a song is 4 minutes or longer, I'm okay with it. If it's shorter than 4 minutes and it's not the 60s, it's an issue. So like the length is fine. The fact that they say edit in the title, I personally don't go for edited like I don't like radio edits of songs, but it's let me just take it the way it is. I'm not going to argue with it. NT tip of the cap to you, Nikki. What was say to us? Yep, absolutely. Oh, Lisa says, no, Kenai Peninsula, South Central hometown is near Arctic Circle on Seward Peninsula. Is it Seward or Seward? Seward. I know English. Holy crap. No, Alaska wasn't cold enough, so they moved to the top. Like I can still feel my fingers. Hold on. Um, that's okay. It seems like Madonna will take remixes of like she'll just take her whole collection and just take radio edits and make those into like the celebration album. Finally Enough Love is radio. Finally Enough Love has the remix of Frozen that's 11 minutes long that I've liked since 1998. However, it's edited, so I'm not going to listen to a shorter version of that. So that they can. I'm glad it is like officially re-released, but I want that 11-minute version for somebody who didn't like remixes back in the day, and I've loved it since then. That's something. Seward, Suward. Okay, thank you. NT, I speak two languages, English and bad English. I speak English, but I also know Scottish, like spoken Scottish, not Gaelic. I don't have, I can't speak it back. because my accent will sound terrible. I didn't learn it to act it back. I learned it just to understand what's being spoken to me because one thing you can't be with Scottish people is fake. So if you try to speak their language back to them and you don't sound Scottish, they're gonna know it. It's gonna come up. Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Alaska then a bit chilly. It's up there by Alaska. What are they? Or up there by Russia? What are they doing up there? So 5 tracks from Ray of Light, which came out in 1998. It doesn't have all of them. I did listen to the whole thing. I sort of forgot about like, oh wait, albums drop at midnight. I passed out, so I listened to it. The actual on the 25th. It was like 8 in the morning. Like, oh, I shouldn't even be up this early, but I wanted to, get it all in. Now, some remixes are just the song and they add a little bit extra to it. Some remixes are extended. Sometimes it's a dance remix where you can just dance all the way through it. Or it might be a house remix where you don't even know what the song is until the lyrics start. That's okay. Those are all good. There's versions of songs like that, even from Lady Gaga's Mayhem album. So you get the whole variety as to types of remixes. There's even like they'll take a new song, make it sound 80s, or they'll take her 80s songs and make it sound modern. So stuff like that. So there's all kinds of different remixes for songs. But on Veronica Electronica, what they seem to have done is it's kind of like when you take the original song just as a suggestion and you do whatever you want with the rest of it. So like the start of it is not going to sound like the album version. It really is just kind of doing its own thing. But with Madonna remixes, they usually go hard AF. So it's, if you want to hear more of the song, great, find a remix of more of the song. That's not what these are. These are very much, it's its own vibe, it's its own thing. I'm sure if you listen to the whole thing and that's all you knew of that era, you'd have a completely different vision of what it is. And I already talked about this a little bit last week. I don't really want to repeat myself too much. I took very minuscule notes. Like the first track, I liked it, groove to it. Second track, end was good. Tone hurt my ears. I didn't even write down the names of it's 8 tracks. You can look it up online. Of course, I like Frozen. I like it's like I think it's called like the Frozen widescreen mix. Like how do you make it widescreen? How do you take it's a song that's almost 6 minutes long, and this is like 5.5, so it's not real. But yeah, the name is just whatever. I still like it a lot. The Power of Goodbye. At one point in the song, they drop out almost all of the music, so it's just her vocals. I really like that. That was really interesting. But I will have to say, I think I'm going to have to give it up to Skin on that album. If you don't know the song already, it is kind of a hard drumming, thumping dance song. So imagine that if you know it, and just dial it about halfway up and then play it in the car. Let me try to find it. Where did I put that? You want to listen to this song in the car. I think I just put it with my Madonna Ray of Light rather than starting a new album. I think that's what I did. Yeah, okay. You want to look for the Skin DENS 54 mix. Is that it? 7 minutes and 2 seconds. Oh wait, I can't play it. Don't play it. Don't play it. I don't want to copyright. Just the version of Skin on Veronica Electronica. Holy shit. Turn the volume up, windows down. It goes so fucking hard. Holy shit. I don't even dance. That was incredible. And then it is available online. I mean, I get everything on YouTube, so it's free. If you do want a physical copy, you can buy the vinyl album. I've seen an unboxing of it. It's silver, like the outside is silver, like when you turn it, it's silver, shiny. And if you take out the actual record itself, it's got like this swirly thing going on. I don't even know if they make records out of it. It's trippy just to look at. Don't know how much it goes for. Props to whoever filmed that and put it online. Patrick, no hero will take the piss out of your Scottish accent, Nikki. Yeah, it's more to understand what I hear when Scottish people talk. I know everybody heard my little battery. Please don't freeze. This thing did not want to find the camera. I can't be buying a new camera right now. Mr. Mission Control, glad you made it. Smash that like button right meow. You don't want to be saying like what every time a Scottish person speaks. We don't hear Scottish people talk in America. So when you actually hear one talking to you, it hits the American ear in a weird way. But then once it was honestly 6 weeks out of my life from watching like two YouTubers. And then I started watching Still Game a couple years later and figured out the rest. NT, still no pants time, folks. Lisa Gray says, in my native tongue, we have the word alapa, AHLAPAH. It is versatile, can mean it is cold, it is chilly, or even shut the damn door. Okay, nice. Oh. Let me actually talk about the week. This goes all the way back to July 28, 2025. We got rain. Oh. And Jeffrey was back. He seems to have taken over Frank's show like he's Bizarro Frank. So that guy was on. What were we? Second Horizon said this. I forget what the topic was, but they said when the smartest person you know draws a blank. I'm thinking, who's the smartest person I know? What if they were stumped? Like, okay, yeah, that is kind of. I could see how that'd be scary. Oh, who set off a rocket? I saw there was footage that Australia set off a rocket, and it just kind of it went up, and then kind of did like that, and then the video ended because it crashed. At least you tried. Where's that Bart Simpson cake? And then I think the question was, what is electricity? Electricity is air's version of fire. I've seen people argue that electricity is actually fire. It's not. When it's in the air, it's just electricity. It's still just, lightning. It doesn't become fire until it hits something like a tree. So Like this is not ice. This is still water. If I put it in the freezer, it will become ice, but you can't call it ice yet. Same thing. Holy shit, Dragon Sage, I launched a model rocket the other day. It's on his YouTube channel. Oh my god, subscribe to Dragon Sage. I was going to call you Rocket Sage. That just makes you sound like an old porn star. Rocket Sage. Did it last longer than the Australian one? You build a rocket in the last 14 seconds. Just break up. That's a blood flow issue. Do they still make Viagra? Take one of those. B-Chap said, just reminded me of the heat stage on the 2007 original Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Stuff it's hard to get through on veteran mode. Oh, more power to you. Now, this is true. Somebody, I sort of didn't notice it because it didn't bother me, and then somebody pointed it out. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody pointed out that, I guess Frank's, everything just looks like a shade darker. It's not like he's sitting in a room with no lights on, but it's just a little bit darker. He had, like, remember I was saying on Friday, the show ended early because allegedly somebody had to come in and tweak the lighting because Frank is jaundiced to get rid of the yellow because he's not going to stop drinking. So that's what it was. They just made everything a tinge darker. Why didn't they do this back in November when that fucking moon was too bright? But let's not jump into that again. So it's fine by me. We can still see everything. Frank isn't yellow, so we can continue to drink. But folks have been noticing that all week, so I've just been mentioning that to them. Like, yeah, it's not you. It's not your phone. It's not a setting. It's a setting on Frank's end. And then somebody thought that he got new cameras, like it looks sharper. So I don't know. Maybe it does look more HD. Oh, Mission Control's going to the liquor store. Nice. Oh, Dragon Sage, my rocket went up about 1,000 feet. Hell yeah. That is so cool. That'd be fun to watch. During the day or at night. Like, oh, I hope that doesn't land a fire. I guess I found it. Now, this was something maybe last week or the week before Frank mentioned it, and I just forgot to write something down about it, and then I remembered it after the fact. Something about Frank's saying everybody's comments about tattoos are so cringe. There's nothing more cringe than getting tattoos in the first place, so you just have to take any comments. Why are you getting a picture on yourself that you're going to have to explain to people for the rest of your life? What do you have to write down that's so important that needs to be on your forearm? Like, oh my god, I almost forgot I like Sublime. I'm glad I got this tattoo, or I would have forgotten. All these CDs mean nothing. So it's like you're the one who is wearing the comic book for life. You explain it because there's no good reason to get a tattoo ever. Oh, and T says, gotta go, but let's have some fun here to separate who knows what they're talking about. I need a good laugh. So it is Spaceballs or Robin Hood Men in Tights with young Dave Chappelle. Help me out. Oh shit, they're both good. I'd say Spaceballs just because I've seen Robin Hood Men in Tights more recently than Spaceballs. It's fun to see Bill Pullman doing comedy when he's usually like serious and like the dad or the president or something like that. Nothing against Men in Tights though. What would be fun? I've never done this, but these are both so good. Is watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and then immediately watch Robin Hood, Men in Tights. It's rare for a parody to be as good as, if not better than, the movie it's based on. And you can say whatever you want about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the acting. Go ahead and talk any kind of shit you want. Go ahead, do it. Because you cannot talk shit about the score, and you cannot talk shit about the way that movie was filmed. Like you can mute it and it's visually stunning. The score, the Michael Kamen score, if you don't know it, you've heard it. It was used so much in previews for such a long period of time that if you've never seen that film, you know the main theme from it. And I'm getting goosebumps right now because I had not seen it in so long, and then I watched it and that theme kicks in right away and it just instant goosebumps. It's so loud with the horns. I'm like, this is where it comes from. Oh my god! Sorry, that's how it was. I was flipping up that bad. And then Alan Rickman and the rest of it, and it's oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. Might not have been fun to make. I wasn't there for that. Oh my god, when that score kicks in. Michael Kamen is the one who did S&M with Metallica. Watch What Dreams May Come from 1998 with Robin Williams. He did the score for that as well. Beach App, the Franklin roasting meme generator YouTube video contents are pretty hilarious as well. Franklin who? Like Franklin Roosevelt? Patrick, tattoos are a young man's thing, makes them feel more grown up. I have them, regret them now. Yeah, I don't under. Leanne, I don't want to see tattoos. Yeah, glad you made it. It's just it doesn't. And to say what you want, but Mel Brooks has made so great comedy movies when we need a good laugh. Mel Brooks, oh my god, how do you be funny for a living? Dude's just got it. Oh, great movie. Now I want to watch Robin Hood. That's a lot of Kevin Costner. Maybe I better slow down. Ugh. Damn, Michael Kamen. Damn. Who is this guy? He's called in twice. Leanne says yes to NT, Life of Brian, and Blazing Saddles. NT says dumb comedy is my all-time favorite. Hey, it does not have to be highbrow comedy. Sometimes it can just be not that. It doesn't, whatever gets a chuckle out of it. Like whatever makes you laugh, say on Monday, might not be funny to you on Saturday. So it's check something else out. Or it just hits you different on a different day. Like you watch a movie one month and maybe you watch it the next month. It's like I like it better now. What is it? Did they reshoot it? This guy's called in twice. He's up in Alaska and talking about how, hey Frank, I know you got some extra tickets for sale, or you're gonna have a drawing for them. Don't give any tickets to anybody else in Alaska, so I can be the person who traveled the farthest. That's a dick thing to say. You just pissed off all of Alaska. I don't know how many people are in Alaska, and I know it's a big place, but if they find your ass, I don't know, you started it. Leanne, Young Frankenstein is classic. I don't think I've seen that. I've seen so many memes of it. I don't think I ever, if I saw it when I was younger, I've forgotten it. I gotta rewatch it. NT, I could so write only one type of comedy, and it's some comedy to make the people laugh. My absolute favorite. It's some like Chris Farley, one of the funniest guys to ever live, but he really could not write comedy. He could take somebody else's material and bring it to life, but just writing it himself was just not his thing. It's like when somebody's a good singer but they can't write songs, or maybe they can write songs they can't sing. Patrick, yeah, Life of Brian is a Monty Python movie. That's why they put their name in the title, Monty Python's Life of Brian, Monty Python's Meaning of Life, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They were onto something. Leanne, tickets on Black Market now. Stosu, what's up? Glad you made it. Frank mentions he can't sleep. He brings us up a lot. Hasn't he tried the pearl powder from Cultivate Elevate, Matt Copper? That's what got rid of my insomnia. I might just have to DM that to him one time. He's taking something else for sleep. I don't know what it is. I kind of don't care because that pearl powder works. I kind of wanted my insomnia back, but it cannot come back. I honestly think it's bringing down my mental health, and I'm not in a good place anyway, but I can't go off the stuff long enough to get it out of my system because I need it for my eyes. Oh, what's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. You have all of them? All the Monty Pythons? I know they were selling a box set of Mel Brooks's movies, on DVD, but that's been a while. Oh, beat chap, put a Lamar roasts Franklin in the search bar. Is that a politics thing? And see, that's the alcohol is why I can't sleep. I'm speaking from personal experience. Unfortunate, but I know why I can't. So that's why I thought the drinking had something to do with it. Yeah. Maybe it's all that watching shorts. I don't know if I brought this up before, but I wrote it down again because it's sometimes I'll want to watch a video and I'll find something that recommended. I click on it, but after a couple of minutes, I click off of it. I'm just not feeling it. And then I might do that for about 5 or 6 videos. And then I finally stumble across one I do want to watch and I sit all the way through. It's something that's like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. I really don't enjoy watching videos that are shorter than 10 minutes unless it's on a specific subject. But then I feel bad about that. I'm like, it's so bad that my attention span is that short that I can't concentrate on a video that long. So that I'll keep it in my history because maybe the next day I'll go and watch the rest of those videos so I get all that information. Great, I learned something. I was entertained. What you don't want to do is be watching shorts. That appeals to depressed people, people with short attention spans and don't have the patience for long videos because they're depressed. And if you're not depressed, it's teaching you to have a depressed person's level of patience. Same thing with the news cycle, the 24-hour news cycle. People don't sit and think about things anymore. Like, think about the story that they just heard because they're just throwing more information at you so you can't see it. It's all just a terrible TV show and they're all a bunch of perverts. I can see it, but they just want to bombard you with information so you can't stop and think about what they're telling you. So stop watching shorts, stop watching reels. We already know that the news is bad. Leanne said red green is funny. Oh, hell yeah. Austin Powers International Man of Mystery from 97. Fuck yes. I know I saw that in the theater because I know I definitely saw the next one in the theater, the one with Mini Me. Oh my god, those were so good. Yeah, the 60s were back in the late 90s. We were wearing our peace signs in the early 90s. William L. Cooper, Spaceballs, hell yeah. Combing the beach. I'm surrounded by assholes. Oh, John Rogers, my favorite is Monty Python Live at the Hollywood Bowl. Is that the one where they do the sketch, The Four Yorkshiremen? Because it's not in Monty Python's Flying Circus. It's not in any of the movies. It's just a live sketch. It's 4 of them. The Four Yorkshiremen. You can look it up right now. Maybe not right now. Maybe like in an hour and 2 minutes on YouTube. It's one of my favorite things. I could almost memorize it, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it. Oh my god. I can't even say one line from it. I'll ruin it. It's so good. John Rogers, love the Austin Powers movies. Yeah, even the third one that's not as good because it has Beyonce in it. She can't act. She's even terrible in the video, the music video for Telephone. Like, they give her dialogue in there. She's even terrible in that. But she's the worst thing about the film. The rest of it is just very okay. They kind of like redo some of the other stuff with Scott Evil. It's not the worst. They have a bit there with, I think Nathan Lane's in there. That part's good. I've seen it maybe once. So, like, it's not the worst film you're ever gonna see. There's worse part 3 movies out there. And T says, people hear me out here. A movie with two stepbrothers to solve it. They are John Candy and John Belushi. And the son of them who helped solve the movie is Chris Farley. Tell me that's not funny. I'm thinking how they would all work together, but I also know immediately that John Belushi was Chris Farley's idol. I can't even make words right now. What it would be like to work with your idol, like the reason you're in the business at all. I don't know. I mean, like I'm sure he would be professional. They would get through it, but just wow. I can't learn my lines. I'm too starstruck. John Rush, when they talk about everything that went through his kids, yeah, they're just talking about how like because they're all sitting around and they're like the wicker chairs, and when you're wearing like the suit jacket that's all white, and just like they like they've all done well for themselves now. Like, oh, when I was a kid, I couldn't even get a cup of tea, or it's like, oh, you couldn't, yeah, um, you could. This is probably I'm gonna say it wrong on purpose. I don't want to say anything from it. Like, oh, you could you could get tea. Wow, I could get tea, but I couldn't get a cup, and stuff like, and just sort of like one upping each other on how bad it was for them, and then it has a great punchline. Beach Chap, I haven't seen the full Gold Member film. It's worth checking out. It's worth checking out. I don't know any Dutch people that act like that, but it's still fun. You're not gonna watch it and then think, "Oh my God, I wasted 2 hours of my life." So it's not. You don't have regret. Yeah, John Riders. It is on the Hollywood Bowl. Yeah. Uh, I want to say it's Terry Jones, Graham Chapman, Eric Idle, and John Cleese in that sketch because it didn't have Gilliam. I don't think Michael Palin was in it. And there's only six of them, so John Rogers. Yep, yep. I lived in a cardboard box. Oh man, it's so good. Oh hell yeah, NT. Rodney Dangerfield was the last original king of the one-liners. No one else has wrote new jokes since that time. I'm working on those here and there, and a few topics of writing as well. Yeah, it's hard. I think even Family Guy made pointed that out. Like, who's the last person to write a like man walks into a bar joke? Like, when like no new versions of those come out. Dragon Sage. I used to wish I lived in a cardboard box. Luxury. The Incurable Atuk came up in search too. Never saw it though. I haven't seen that one either. I've heard of it. I don't know. Yeah. Yes. I was so bummed out on Sunday because I found out my ride couldn't go, and then my eye just wanted to be swollen for 2 days. So Monday and Tuesday, I did not put ice on it. Didn't care. And then Frank's been out for a whole week as of Tuesday. It's just that Jeffrey there. But Jim Zell called in again. We got a Jim Zell call. I wrote down 1934, so that would have been 7:34 p.m. It's so weird because he sounds younger than his brother, and they don't sound alike. But as soon as Jim starts getting excited, he starts to sound like Frank Zell. So it's kind of cute that if you like turn up the volume on Jim, you get Frank, and then if you turn like it's two guys at two different settings, or one guy, and you got like which one do you want? Yeah, love Rodney. I remember Rodney Dangerfield was getting his own TV show, but it was only on for a season, or maybe got canceled in the first season, and then the next thing you know, he was not with us anymore. And I get no respect, just no respect from anyone. I tell you. Atuk is a surname to some of my relatives. Yeah, so like that sounds like a Alaska word. Oh, we figured out the WNBA. It's just like Fear the Walking Dead. The way Fear the Walking Dead could not exist without The Walking Dead, and it in no way compares to the original show. Asterisk. There are about once a season, starting at about season. Okay, there's two, three times of that whole show that I've seen that it's pure shit. But then you find a diamond in there. There's these just few moments that I brought up. One's a bottle episode, and I like that character. But these two other moments in like this entire boring world, like I'm only sitting through this because somebody else I watch on YouTube reviews it and hates the same people as I do. um, but he has to review it, so he's in more pain than me. I just have to watch it once. Um, and then you get to this one moment, one little glimmering moment in an entire season that makes it worth it. Kind of want to catch up on that show. Up until the character I like apparently dies, and that was my fault for finding that out. Because I click on a video, I shouldn't have. So actors desperately wanted to leave that show. That's why when oh, I don't know the actor's name. Frank Delane, is that him? He plays Nick. He's actually English. Yeah, he got off of that show. That was sad. I told you about that moment. I guess the NBA subsidizes the WNBA, and they've also never turned a profit. And I was wondering when it started. It was 96. So that explains it. We don't need it anymore. No, nobody watches that. The fact they've never made a profit, then Jim Zellin called in, like you said. He's like, yeah, don't break the streak. Dude's got jokes. And yeah, he is a legend, but it's time someone started making new jokes. They're simple to do, so I'm working on it. Beach Chap, yeah, Rodney Dangerfield. He was on an episode of Home Improvement. I watched Home Improvement. The earlier Simpsons cartoon was pretty hilarious in the earlier episodes. Rodney Dangerfield played Mr. Burns' son in an episode, like he finds out he has a long lost son. That's Rodney. One of the lines from that I'll never forget is, he's trying to introduce his son into high society, so they go to this, debutante ball, and here's Penelope. This is her, coming out event. And Rodney's like, whoa, put her back in. She's not done. Oh, Beach Chap, I remember Rodney made a film where he went back to school. Can't remember what it's called. Frank plays clips of it. I've never seen it. It's got Sam Kinison in it. Back to School, yeah. Oh, yeah. The one where he goes back to school is called Back to School. I would have never thought of that. I've got to watch that because, again, if I have watched it, it's just been so long. Wheel Yuba Cooper, Living in a Box is a song title by the band with the same name. Lyrics go living in a box, living in a cardboard box. Do not ask me why I know this. It's good to know. It's good to know. Random ass trivia. Dragon Sage Back to School, classic. Yeah, shorts, reels geared towards depressed people. William Bill Cooper comedy got woke, and thus new jokes are few and far between. We might be getting past that now. Sweet. Yeah, Beat Chap. Yeah, Back to School. Jen Rogers, the only person watching it was the one who threw that dildo on the floor. Was it the same game where the girl's hair like flew off? And somebody threw like the biggest neon green dildo you ever saw. Somebody just chucked it on the screen. Like, did that belonged to one of them? Right, right. Lisa Gray. Yikes! I just looked for info on that Atuk film. There's a blurb. It's considered cursed on as several actors associated with it died. Possibly. I think that the King of the Hill remake is cursed because the John Redcorn died and Chuck Mangione died, and already the guy who did Dale died, and then way before that, Brittany Murphy. Any remakes, revivals, anything with numbers in it, no. Leanne, Earth Girls are easy. Beat Chap, yeah, says, yeah, I remember the episode. Homer Simpson helped assist his fake kidnapping. That's right. Oh, yeah, classic Simpsons. Everybody needs to see that. Now, advertisements will show you the people the business wants as customers. I had a lady call my last job. She was based as hell, and I was super new there. And she was pissed off because all the advertisements we got, or she got, had black people in them. And she didn't like that. And so I said whatever I, said. I didn't know this at the time because, again, I was new. Please don't act up. People of a certain color are the worst at paying their bills. So that's where companies make money off of interest charges. So, yeah, credit card companies want people who don't know how credit cards work. Some people think they're like food stamps and you spend like the full amount and then it re-ups at the end of the month. And then they wonder why it's the second of the month and they can't buy anything. Well, you have to make a payment. What? And though it tells you their age and everything on the screen, you can tell how old they are. But like, there's a certain tone in men's voices that I learned to pick up. It's the tone when they don't. Did you really just freeze on me? You did not just freeze on me. What? I gotta do 2 shows again. Okay, I gotta do 2 shows again. All right, so give me like 5 minutes to set up another one of these. I had a feeling this would happen. And at least the power is still on. So smash that like button and just hang out for a bit. I have to restart this. I'll see you then. Sorry, this totally sucks. But I'll be right back with you.